if your water heater, if it's rumbling, it's crackling sounds, and it never,
Rumbling and grumbling.
yes, and you never seem to have enough hot water, it's time to clean the tank. This condition occurs when layers of sediment caused primarily by hard water build up on the tank bottom and heating surfaces, producing a heat retarding scale. Maggie Rad is the patented food grade compound designed to dissolve and remove hard water sediment through the heater drain. Maggie Rad is a plumber's product safe enough for consumers to use. You can find Maggie Rad at your local plumbing supply house and Menards. And with that, I believe it's time for the tip of the week, is it not?
It is.
See if
Wow.
You have my full concentration,
Uh-oh.
my full attention.
Okay, Sparky.
Outstanding. All right. During every construction project, there's a certain amount of testing that could be done, should be done, or is mandatory. So we do different types,
I like
depending
the
on
should
what
be.
you're doing.
I like the should be one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's things you can do. So
Sure.
you want to build a new home, and you got to get out there. We do soil boring tests. And the soil boring for us down here, because we have sand, we have loose sand, we have quicksand, hell, we have hollows underground that create sinkholes, right?
Really?
Have you ever seen
So-
quicksand?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Not down here, up in Chicago area, I've seen quicksand.
like they show on the cartoons?
Sort of. The more you move, the faster you go down. But it depends whether it's wet or if it's dry. But I digress.
Uh-huh.
No, I digress. I'm sorry. I'm giving you my complete attention.
Again. So the soil boring is just to determine what layers are in the ground and what it's made of. And then you can do percolation tests. And a percolation test is typical when you're going to design a home that needs a septic system. So the perk test will determine how fast the ground can or cannot absorb water. And so based on the results of that will determine the size of your field tile. So if the ground takes the water easily, you may get away with less field tile than something that's more clayey and would require more area to distribute the water. Another good one before you start building is soil bearing or compaction test. So if you have a low-lying lot and you infill it, you truck in dirt or sand or gravel before you can start building, that needs to be compacted, and we take a test of that soil to determine its bearing capacity.
Wouldn't you
Go
pour your
ahead.
foundation, your footings and stuff, pour the foundation and then bring in the dirt?
No, not always.
No?
No, actually, a lot of homes down here are built slab on grade. So in order
Oh.
to do the monolithic pour, they will bring in brown sand. There's different sands, but they'll bring in brown sand, compact it to 98%, and then just build right on it. And right on the structural drawings, it'll say that the house is expected to settle 3/4 of an inch.
Huh. Because,
Hopefully it does it evenly.
I'm used to pouring 4 feet of concrete wall before you can do anything. So
Yeah, we don't have a lot of frost here, so that doesn't really become an issue. No, trust me. When I first came down here, I'm like, first off, you guys are not digging this hole deep enough.
right.
Here, if you try to dig a 4-foot footing, you'll hit water.
Uh-huh.
You will hit water putting in a mailbox post.
Wow.
So, and that's actually our septic systems, unlike up there, I actually put the septic systems on grade
Uh-huh.
or build them up. So it's a lot of times there's a hill next to the house, and that's to elevate the septic because you can't put it below grade or at ground level.
Right.
If it's 3 feet down during the rainy season, it'll fill up with water.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there's like different things when you move, It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Did he
Okay.
digress?
Oh, no, I did. I took him down that path.
That's okay. We're going to do this on a lot of these. Concrete
Oh,
testing.
it's okay when Ron does it.
No,
Just checking.
No, you did the
Yes,
first
it
one.
is
I did the
absolutely
second
okay
one.
when you both do it.
Thank you.
So we do concrete testing. So when you're pouring footings, foundation, or slab, you take these plastic cylinders, you label them, and you take random samples of concrete and you put them in there. And then you let them sit for like 30 days, and then you take them to the lab and you crush them, and you get the compressive strength of the concrete, which then guarantees that it does meet its intended target of whether it's 3,000 pounds per square inch within 28 days, and it'll get harder over time, but that's my minimum, and then we're good. And that's just a guarantee that we know we got the right mix from the company.
Uh-huh.
Slab moisture test. If you're going to do hardwood floors in your house and you're doing like direct glue down and you have a concrete slab or in your basement, you take a moisture test to see how much moisture is in the slab, because if it's too high, you might need to do something special with a vapor barrier or moisture barrier.
Wouldn't you do that anyway?
What?
Put what? Put that moisture barrier down so that
Well, we do, but this is what triggered this actual tip of the week was I talked with Aaron from Mr. Floor, because I have a house that they tested, and the tester, the guy sent me pictures of this tester saying, yeah, you're at 4% to 5%. You need to use this different epoxy based sealer.
Oh.
The adhesives that we use from Mohawk are actually zero perm adhesives. So that is your moisture barrier.
Got it.
But if your moisture is too high, I'm not sure it's quite enough. So I sent it to Aaron because I was like, Aaron, is this like legit? I don't, you know what I mean? To me, it just indicates moisture is present. Doesn't tell me it's a problem.
Right.
Anyway, so we got that squared away. Thank you, Aaron. Water pressure test. This is just to determine if there's enough water pressure in the street. Most of Europe runs at like low pressure. My house is somewhere around 80 pounds per square inch, which is redunculous. And I think Chicago's 35, 40 PSI in the street. So yeah, I got a shower head that'll take your skin off.
You guys have a lot of high rises there or something where you need that?
We do on the thing on the Collier, along the shoreline. But yeah, trust me, it's crazy, and that's why people have problems with their pipes. Amp draw test. So this would be Ron being an electrician. On new construction, we design the panels. You allow for 20% space for expansion, so on. But if you're in an older home and you want to do more, you need to look at that panel and you figure all that stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
Another good test is thermal imaging, walking through, just looking for heat loss, air infiltration, things like that. Duct leakage testing. You want to check your ducts. Just simple test to see if your ducts are leaking. Now, new construction, we put mastic around them. What?
You just squeeze them.
Squeeze your duct, it'll leak.
It'll leak.
Excuse me. I have a question.
Yes.
10 seconds. Go.
Nice.
Where's the tip?
What do you mean?
And then the last
Where's
thing
the
is your
tip?
blower door testing, which is mandatory.
What's the tip?
Hey, and we're going to have Joe on, too, from Insight to talk more blower door stuff.
What's
No
the
tip for you, just shaft.
of the... Excuse me?
Nighty-night.
I knew that.
Back right after this.
Mighty House will return.
Like...
Whack, whack. Squeeze them.